Okay. Yeah. I turned off the webcam during the cast. Okay. Here we go. Hello, guys. And I am back here with a new cast. That was a horrible intro. I'm bringing back the YouTube channel, StarCraft Squad. I'm going to start uploading to it. I don't know how frequent just yet, but I've been thinking about it for a while, and I had a talk with Desro, and we're going to start re-uploading to the YouTube channel. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to be casting one of my games. I will be casting, pro games as well, but we'll talk about that more throughout the game when we have some downtime. Let's get some introduction. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map as the red Zerg. My opponent, it is Nego Doyo. I don't know what that means, but that is their name. All the servers are connected to the beta. This is Heart of the Swarm for those of you interested watching this video. If I didn't say it at the start, this is Heart of the Swarm. So it's not just a North American server. All the servers are connected, so he could be from China, he could be from Korea, Europe, United States, Mexico. It could be from anywhere. All the Heart servers are in one for the beta. So, and in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it's your favorite player in the entire world. Let me get in-game sound on as well. Music going. The Blue Terran from Light Esports. It is myself, Zoya. We're going to be having a ZVT here, TvZ. For those of you who are watching the stream, I am streaming this. So if you're just watching from my YouTube, you can go to my stream at twitch.tv/StarCraftSquad. And you can watch me play these games live. I just played this game, so for those of you who are watching the stream, I'm sorry. You get to watch me cast a game I just played. But it was a pretty okay one. I'm thinking about swapping back to Terran. I swapped to Zerg back around MLG Anaheim. And I love how anyone in esports, we don't know dates. We don't know, back in June. We don't say that. We always judge things by when a tournament's going on. I got picked up by Light Esports around MLG Rally. We don't go. Yeah, back in late August, early September, I joined Light Esports. No, it was around MLG Rally that I joined Light Esports. A little bit before it. We do things like that. Which is funny, but I guess I'm the only one that thinks that's funny. TvZ, like I said, I'm thinking about swapping out to Terran. I originally swapped to Zerg because I was bored of Terran. Around the time I swapped, Terran was still doing okay. It was still doing okay. They weren't as bad as they were now. And I was just bored of the race, When Ghost got nerfed, I just slowly started getting bored of the race, and I swapped to Zerg, and I was having a lot of fun with Zerg, but home with Zerg is now that even in Heart of the Swarm, I'm not really making, excuse me, as a hiccup, too many of the new units. Unless I'm doing some form of silly all-in. And even if I do use the new units, which I do from time to time, I can win, but it would be better if I just played standard Ling Infestor or standard Ling Bane Ling Muta. If I mix in the units, yeah, I can make them work if I play much better than my opponent, but it would just be better if I played normal. And I've gotten pretty bored of it. Swapping back to Terran might happen. I've been playing a lot of random. I've been having fun with Terran. Been having a lot of fun with Terran, especially with the new Raven buffs. I used to go Ravens all the time. But let's just look at the game real quick. We had a Barracks expand. Gasless, of course. Followed by the Command Center. Bunker going down. 4 Marines on the field for myself. Going for the double gas as well. Wanting to go mech this game. A little bit of spoiler for those who haven't seen this. Going to go mech. You'll see very soon. And I get a scout of my opponent. I see that he did go hatch first. He goes for a pull into gas really quickly, getting a very fast speed, still mining gas. I just played this guy the game before. I went Command Center first on a Tiga Shipyard. He did this exact same build. No one has donated today, Thunder Toss. I forgot that was up there, actually. Thunder Toss in chat. One of my most favorite people on the planet. He caused my car battery to die at one point also, but I still love him. Factory going down in the main base. Reactor following up, gonna go with Hellions. Don't really build too many Widow Mines unless I see an all-in coming. The Widow Mine is a really good unit. I should probably start mixing it into my composition more. I've been thinking about doing that lately. Just late game mech. Even as bio, you just have a couple throughout your composition, especially when you're slow pushing as mech. It's nice to have that mixed in. Very quick layer here from Nego Doy. Second gas on the way. No third and fourth gas just yet. Take a look at the income tab. 30 to 24. Hellion production about to start. Started that second factory as well. Going to be doing a 2-fact Blue Flame Hellion push. It's pretty popular on Wings of Liberty right now. I kind of like doing it right now. This is like only my 4th game I've been playing, trying to swap back to Terran. So everything's just a little rusty. I've been playing Zerg for the last 4 or 5 months just only, and Zerg's still, my Terran's still pretty rusty. So I do float quite a bit of minerals, as we can see here. I'm floating 500 minerals right now. I have to work on my timing just a little bit better. Take a look at that income tab again. It is 28 to 34. Opponent is getting that faster third base up. His lair is just about to finish. Has his first evolution chamber. Researching that missile attack. You know, as Zerg, it's okay to kind of blindly... Why did Nathaniel say celebrating Infestor nerf? Infestors are getting nerfed in Wings of Liberty, which I think is a really big over nerf, but we'll have to see. They're reducing the range from 9 to 8. I don't know how that's going to play out. We'll have to see. Ling's running back or scouting around. I'm cleaning up with the 4 Hellions. It's always important to show your first 4 Hellions and then show no more. If you hide that, they don't know what you're doing, and then you just come back with like 10 more Hellions, and they'll be kind of caught off guard. Yeah, the Infested Terran Eggs losing 30 health. That's okay. I'm okay with that, but the range nerf I think is going to be a little too strong. So here comes my first 4 Hellions. I scout that third base. I'm going to go for this queen. There are a couple Lings here. A little bit of micro. Blue Flame is halfway done. If I can snag a queen and a handful of Lings, it's a good kill, and he makes me, you know, he's probably going to be a little bit relaxed once if he cleans up these Hellions. Not going to be expecting any more. He's not Overlord scouting, which is pretty bad on his part. It's really important to Overlord scout. I got 2 Hellions left. This queen's pretty low. Will I be able to get it? We're going to micro forward here. Lings are coming down. He's been building a lot of Lings. These drones should have been pulled to help clean that, to help save that queen. But he already had one building here, so it's his call. But I really wish he would have pulled those drones to surround the Hellions. With 2 Hellions, I probably would not have been able to kill any of his drones, and he would have saved his queen. Second evolution chamber going down for him. Moving out with another big round of Hellions. Looks like 8 of them. Back home, I do have my armory in my double armory in production, up to 3 factories. And these all have Blue Flame, so these Lings are going to get roasted pretty quickly here, as you can see. Blue Flame, you know, 3 Hellions, Blue Flame or non-Blue Flame will one-shot drones. But when it comes to fighting Lings, Blue Flame Hellions are way more efficient than Red Flame. So target firing down a couple Queens here. They get the transfusion off. I don't know why I was bothering with the Queens. I saw the transfusion. And I wasn't target firing the one without the energy. Should have been doing that. So just going to go for the drone line here. Take a look at that Harvester kill tab. Only 1 drone has been killed so far this game. About to get a lot more, though. Up to 8 killed. 12 more going down. He has roaches in production. Some of them just popped out as I scouted with my Hellions. Going to micro back against these Lings. Do as much damage as possible. Keeping these 3 alive for just a little bit longer. Gonna try and get a couple more drone kills. Roach is coming up. Take a look at that Harvester kill tab. You can hear that train in my background. 16 drones have been killed. Take a look at that units lost tab. I am in favor of this right now. I am winning the game when it comes to units lost. He has lost a lot more than me. 1,900 resources. The 1,250 on my end. And take a look at that income tab. He's down to 39 drones versus 40 SCVs. So as long as he re-drones up, he should be fine. Now, I am ready for him to do some form of counterattack. I did kill a lot of drones there. Hellions are in battle mode. Siege mode's not done just yet. All you have to do to get battle mode now is build the armory, and you can get in battle mode, which helps a lot against early defenses. 2 more factories going down. As you can see, these were put on a little bit late. Normal macro mode for factories when going mech is about 5 off of 3 bases. I'll be taking my 3rd relatively soon, building that command center really late. Should have built it earlier while I was doing my Hellion harassment. Could have been transferring it down right now. But 5 factories is a good number. Have that 1-1 started. It is halfway done. I'm going to do a 1-1 timing push. I built a couple of Thors, Tinzu. Don't worry. Don't worry, man. You'll get the Thors. For those of you watching for the YouTube channel, I am streaming this live. So if you ever want to watch these lives and chat with me, you can come watch over at twitch.tv/StarcraftSquad. Now, Zerg opponent, he's still only on 3 bases. No lair tech just yet. He's just building a bunch of roaches, or hive tech, excuse me. Income tab 51 to 47. He did get the Hydra Den. Hasn't really been mixing in those just yet. Hydras are kind of weak until you get that speed upgrade. I really don't like Hydras in composition. We see him do a timing push later where I feel that Roach Hydra is going to be much better versus Mech if you can pull it off properly. Now, I did have another little Hellion run by. I don't think I got any drones with that. Only 18 have been killed this game. That puts the Harvester cap pretty even, 51 to 51. Starport going down next to this barracks. Think I built a reactor on the barracks. I don't remember for sure. Now, you always want to mix in Ghost with your mech. There's a lot of Terran players that go mech without Ghost. I really feel it's imperative to get Ghost. And I'm moving out right now with a 1-1 timing attack. Got a handful of Siege Tanks. Battle Hellions going to be able to force these roaches back. Now, this is where I was talking about where I think I need to start mixing in Widow Mines into my mech pushes. If I have a couple of Widow Mines mixed in, this will be a much more powerful composition. Especially when I already know he's going Roach Hydra. I should mix in more Widow Mines versus the Blue Flame Hellions. It just help clean up a little bit of fluff here and there. And we're going to do a little bit of contain here. Now, this push doesn't go the way I want. This push does not work out as well as I was hoping. But I do know that he's still only on 3 bases. So, if he does do an all-in, I'm still okay. Now, I do have my 3rd base transferred. Not anything mining there. No planetary fortress just yet. I really need to work on my macro back home while pushing. Got a decent army here so far. 3 Hellions, handful of Siege Tanks. Take out a couple of Roaches there. He's going to set up for a nice flank here. So what you need to do is creep spread's not the best right now. Could be much better. But for what it is okay. Now we're moving out with 4 Siege Tanks, a handful of Hellions. I tried to do a Hellion run by while containing, and he had Roaches up here. As soon as I saw this, I should have just backed up and gone home. But he does have the Overlord over me. This is not the best push possible. This is actually a pretty poor push on my part. Here comes that beautiful surround from him. These Siege Tanks do get caught off guard, or these Siege Tanks, I was trying to do a flank on his Roaches, but he just had way too much. His perfect surround made him clean that up so easily. Look at that units lost tab at this point. I am way behind at this point. I just lost much more than he did, unfortunately. These 2 Hellions being wasted. I do get a scan. I don't see where I scanned, though, which makes me sad. I know, it's pretty bad, Thunder Toss, pretty bad. That was a horrible push. Do still have enough back home to be defend for now. Now he's mixing in his Hydras. He's got his Hive on the way. Not utilizing that Infestation Pit at all. I know, Thunder Toss. I know. It was bad. It was a horrible, horrible push. Now if we look at the supply, 117 to 143. I have enough to defend. I have a Planetary Fortress here. I can move Siege Tanks in position. I have these 2 on the high ground, which will help for a little bit. Looks like he wanted to push it, but decides to back off. Units tab, we have 9 Siege Tanks, 2 Vikings. Mixing in the Vikings. Last time I played him, he did mix in the he did mix in Overlord drops, so I'm wanting to mix in a couple of Vikings as well. They're good versus the Vipers. When you're going Roach Hydra, you have to have the Vipers mixed in. Hi, Styjo. Hellions, get a scout off. I see that he's still only on 3 bases with these Hellions, which is pretty important to note. I know that despite me losing my entire army, I'm in a really good economic position. And I see the Hydras, so I am confirmed that he is going Roach Hydra. You know, when you see the early Hydra den, it could just be for Banshees if he's expecting to go for the fast Banshees, but he is actually going it for the Hydra Roach composition. Losing a bunch of Hellions again. I really need to work on my control. It really sloppy right now. I got that +2 attack on the way. No armor just yet. Really short on gas. I delayed this 3rd base by so long. Income tab 60 to 63. I'm still building SCVs here and there. Have the middle of the map. Looks like he wants to push into my army. I do have Siege Tanks. I think he could have done a little bit more there if he spread it out, but he decides to back off. He did have the upgrade advantage, 2-2 to 1-1. He has his 3-3 on the way. About to take my 4th base. Really starved on gas at this point. Finally starting that +2 armor. Have my 1 starport. And this is the time I think I'm going to start mixing in Ghosts. Ghosts are pretty important. You need them for EMPs on the Infestors if they do mix in Infestors. Yes, there are Thor's Tenzu. They are here. He did do Roach drops last game, so I do put up a turret wall eventually. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, though. Should be casting the game and not talking about the game I already played. 4 Siege Tanks being built at a time. I think I'm still only on 5 factories. As I'm taking my 4th base, 5 factories is a good number for 3 bases. With the gas that you can have, 5 factories is pretty good. When you get on 4 bases, mix up the 6, 7, add on a couple starports. But 5 factories is okay for here for production now. We do see that he is getting that Hydra speed upgrade. What is it called? Muscular augments. Okay, he's got the Hydra speed on the way. 3-3 is 3/4 of the way done. And now he's mixing in the Vipers. The Vipers, we're going to see him do a push with the Vipers where he's using the Blinding Cloud. I forget what the ability is called. It might actually be called Blinding Cloud. And it works really well against my Siege Tanks. So 2 more factories finally being added on as I'm taking my 4th base, adding on another starport. Tech being built on my barracks and adding on 2 Ghost Academies. You know, when I used to play Terran, back when I used to compete, I used to mix in nukes all the time. Love nukes, especially being on Kawhi's team. He loves nukes as well. I love seeing him use nukes. So I'm going to be prone to using nukes most of my late games. Using these Vikings to clear up a couple overlords. End up losing more than I should have, though, due to bad micro. Pretty powerful composition here. He's up to 190 supply. I did supply block him, mixing in a couple overseers. His 3-3 is just about to finish. My 2 armor's about to finish. My weapons is done. And now we're 180 supply to 190. Vikings, take a look at that units tab. I have 4. I'm really worried about him using the overlord drops. Well, I keep building Vikings. I did see that he was building a few Vipers with a scan. So having the Vikings in the composition for that is helpful as well. They are pretty fragile units. Ghost Academy is done. Haven't started researching anything just yet. Still on 4 bases. Haven't made this a planetary fortress yet because I'm bad. Take a look at that income tab. It is 68 to 61. He's sitting on a really low drone count. If he would have droned up, I think he could have done a lot better this game. His economy is really hurting, despite how big his bank is. Jesus, he's only on 4 bases. Look how much minerals and gas he is floating. That is insane. Still mixing in more Vipers here. I got my Ghost Academy researching Cloak, as well as the Mobius reactor for the Ghost Energy. Both of them are queued up to build a nuke. Oh, this one's not. Whoops. More Vipers being mixed in. I see with my sensor tower that he's sitting right here. I'm just really worried of him doing roach drops, so I'm keeping my Vikings right here in this little choke to catch as many overlords as possible. You know, drops are really good against mech. You can really abuse the immobility of it by dropping into someone's main base. But he's just using them to scout out. He's finally getting his creep spread going to the top left. Not really pushing towards the bottom, though. Now, here I go with a push. I am maxed out. I have 2-2 versus his 3-3. I have 3-3 started, and I'm going for a push. And this is where we're going to see the importance of Blinding Cloud with this composition. We're going to see how much it does here. If we take a look at that units tab, it's got a pretty powerful composition. 41 roaches, 14 hydras, 4 vipers, and here we go. He's pushing into me while I am unsieged, getting a couple overseers here. He is going to back off for now. I'm going to have to slow push up my siege tanks. This is really where the Widow Mine is going to be really important to mix into the composition. Putting a couple at the front of the army to absorb some damage, do some blasts. Here are his Vipers. They have a good amount of energy, 4 of them. And here we go. We're going to see the Blinding Cloud go down, utilizing these siege tanks, useless. Another big chunk going down, and he is normally coming into a siege tank army like that. Most of my siege tanks were actually... Excuse me, what am I trying to say? Sieged up, so I do land my Vikings. I feel that was a big mistake, and after losing my entire army, I'm like, oh shit. Now I remember I do have the Ghost with the 1 nuke, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cloak it, and because I have nothing here to defend, I do throw down 1 nuclear missile. Supply is 128 to 200. He is maxed out. He's pushing with a really big army here, and unfortunately for him, he does not see the nuke and loses a big chunk of his army, about 40 supply right there with that 1 nuke. I immediately threw it down defensively. I knew I was in trouble, only having 4 siege tanks down here, and really I had no way to hold off his attack. That was the only thing I could have done. So I kind of lucked out there. You know, this game should have been GG. With the roaches and hydras, he would have been able to just plow through my army. He was max. I'm back up to 152 supply. My 3-3 is 3/4 of the way done, mixing in more ghosts and nukes. Take a look at that units lost tab. I believe it is pretty, yeah, it's pretty even. I am slightly behind. But the problem here is if you would have had a powerful economy, if we look at the income tab, 68 to 58, where I'm ahead. If he would have had a powerful economy, he could have just been in a much more dominating position, but he let those Hellions do a good amount of damage, and he never re-droned after that. It's really important to re-get up your economy after that. I'm still only on 4 bases. He's going to try and set up a really nice flank. You know, I do scout that he finally has taken the bottom right base, but I see no drones here. I mean, despite me losing my entire army, I lost every... Yeah, I nuked the Zerg, Tinzu. You missed it, man. You missed me killing off his entire army. The defensive nuke. Adding on more command centers. You know, as mech, you always have an influx of minerals because everything is super gas heavy. So adding on more command centers. Probably should have done that much earlier, but I'm still really sloppy with my macro. Adding on more siege tanks as well. Still need to be mixing in the Vikings in case he does swap to Broodlords. And we saw how powerful those Vipers were against my siege tank army. But I have a nice spread here. The Vipers are going to have to... There's going to have to be a lot of energy used to be able to get all the surface area here. And he's setting up for a nice round here. If we can look at this, he is in an excellent spot. This is a really nice round he's got going here. But I have spread out my siege tanks. I am almost back to max. We are both on even upgrades, 3-3 versus 3-3. He does have overlords with drop. And we do have a nuke going down. He flies right over my ghost and doesn't see it. I love using nukes late game. They're so much fun. And another, what was that? 8? No, 6 drones killed there. Nothing too big. But you know, when his I didn't realize his economy was this starved. So look at the income tab. He's only up to 52 drones. I mean, that is like Fitzy here style droning. I have my Vikings in position, have the turrets up, so he's probably not going to be able to pull off any drop play, which I was just waiting for. Because like I said, I lost him last game to do the drops. And here we go. Here comes that surround, hitting from 2 different angles. The front side is being held off fairly easy. So is the top. I mean, I have a beautiful spread here on my siege tanks. I cleaned up all his Vipers. Still have the Ghost mix in that I can nuke if I need be. I'm still up to 180 supply versus 116, and he drops the GG. I don't think he realized how little he was on drones. Maybe he did. You know, he's got a pretty big bank. He's still floating 3K 1500. I wish he had a much more powerful economy. He could have, like, after me doing the horrible push at about 110 supply and just getting completely cleaned up, and after his crushing victory here, even after getting nuked, he could have recovered much better if he had a better economy. And he's still in an okay spot. He's got plenty of minerals and gas. He's just been missing lots of injects, as we can tell from his queen energy. They're probably all, well, I usually have a queen at every hatch, but the queens that do have hatch are all full energy. So he's been missing injects, can't remax quick, but GG. Now, for those of you watching this on my YouTube channel, I'm going to start uploading it to it again. This will be the first video. I'll probably make just an announcement video for my YouTube channel after this video goes live, just to discuss what I'm going to be doing with the YouTube channel. Once I figure it out. I don't know what I'm actually going to do with my YouTube channel. I got like 2,500 subscribers. And I should probably just shouldn't throw that away. And I should just make, you know, a video every couple days if that's all I can have time for. But we're gonna start uploading it to it again, and I think that's it. So if you guys want to watch me do these live, the cast will sometimes be live. The cast will probably always be live, but the games will be played live as well. So for those of you on YouTube, come watch my stream and follow me on Twitter at ZoyaLight. And yeah, thanks for watching, Tube.